This is Showtime Sean Porter.
This is Aerosmith Jr.
Hey everyone, this is Jesse Vargas.
And you're watching True School Sports.
You're watching True School Sports.
And you're watching True School Sports.
Stay tuned.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, words to my brethren all around the world watching this video. Hope you're having a great day today as you're tuning in. Make sure you do yourself a damn favor and hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Now, I'm almost home. Been walking for a fucking long time. It's a long walk. My bad for cursing, but like, it's a long walk, man. My feet are killing me, but we're working hard here in South Florida. Went to the Heavyweight Factory. Got a number of interviews over the last couple of days. You'll see them out soon if you haven't already. But I wanted to talk about Danny Garcia versus Adrian Granados, because this is a fight that I'm very excited about. This is a fight where let's train. This is a fight that I think is interesting for a number of reasons. There's a lot of good storylines going into this fight. We'll start from the Danny Garcia side of things. You know, Danny Garcia, let's call a spade for Danny Garcia. His run at welterweight has not been very impressive. You know, he's only beaten Paulie Malignaggi, first fight in the division. He won the vacant title when he beat Robert Guerrero. He had a tune-up fight against Samuel Vargas. He had two close fights against Keith Thurman and Sean Porter that could have went his way, maybe. But they didn't, and he has 2 L's on his record. And people are questioning where he fits in the landscape of the current, you know, crop of welterweights. And now enter a fight with Adrian Granados, a guy that he should be favored to beat because, you know, I love Granados, but speaking objectively, Adrian Granados at welterweight is not an elite fighter. You know, he's not someone that has, you know, the sort of punching power you would think to stop a guy as durable as Danny Garcia. He's got leaky defense at times. He loses composure at times. And it's a matchup that, you know, in many ways does favor Danny Garcia. You gotta call a spade a spade. He's my friend, but you gotta call a spade here on True School Sports. So if he loses this fight, you know, Danny Garcia, this is a fight where he could really, you know, have to consider retiring, or, you know, I think I'll say it like this. I think if Danny Garcia loses this fight in devastating fashion, he'll retire from the sport of boxing because he's 31 years old. He's living very well. He's making good investments. And personally, I've thought for a while now that I don't think he has that same hunger, but that's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. Everybody has an opinion. The Granados matchup is interesting for that reason. You know, we don't know where Danny Garcia fits in the welterweight in the landscape of the division, and a loss here could be a loss to Granados would be very detrimental to his career. Okay, so you have that. So now when we go to the Granados side of things, this fight is interesting because Adrian Granados has been a fighter that he's been your quintessential, you know, hard luck fighter in boxing. A guy who never, ever seems to get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to close fights in boxing. You know, he's fought the likes of Boner, got robbed. Fought the likes of Kevin Cintron, got robbed. You know, fought the likes of you know, Felix Diaz, close fight, could have won either way. I thought Diaz won, but close fight. Same thing of Frankie Gomez, close fight, could have won either way. You know, he's been in a lot of competitive close fights, but never really been able to quite break through at the elite level. You know, but he did capture that victory over Amir Imam, which at the time was considered a great victory because Amir Imam was looked at to be the next kingpin of the 140-pound division. Granados beat him, folded him up like a chair, and he was never quite the same. So that's what it is. In Jesus, yeah. But, Granados, if he wins this fight, his whole career will change in a heartbeat. I mean, we're talking about a guy in Granados who, as it stands at this current moment, you know, as much as I love him and he's a friend of mine, friend of the channel, you know, he's being used as a PBC gatekeeper at welterweight. He is. You know, he had the Porter fight. Porter beat him. He had the Garcia fight. You know, so he's being used as a recycled kind of gatekeeper opponent at welterweight for Al Haymon's top fighters. And if he somehow wins this fight, he goes from the hard luck fighter who's currently a gatekeeper at welterweight for PBC to a guy that all of a sudden you might consider fighting Manny Pacquiao. I mean, I know it sounds crazy to say, but I'm saying if he beats Danny Garcia, because stuff like that happens in boxing where a guy, one minute you look at him one way. Alright, so we just got home from our long walk. My phone cut off because my dad called me, but what I was saying is with Granados, and I'm not turning my light on. I know, sorry for the lighting, but I'm so freaking tired. My feet are killing me so much. I can't even turn on the light. What I was saying about Granados is this, okay? If he beats Danny Garcia, automatically he goes from a guy who is a hard luck fighter being used as a gatekeeper to a guy who could potentially get a Manny Pacquiao fight. Let me tell you why he might get a Manny Pacquiao fight if he wins this fight. Pacquiao is in the PBC stable, and Granados, like I told you, he's a gatekeeper for the PBC welterweights. So even if he beats Danny Garcia, he'll be viewed as in a higher level, but he'll still be viewed as a gatekeeper because of his record, because of things like that. And he could be used as a potential stay busy fight for Pacquiao. And I know that'd be a dream payday for Adrian Granados. So look, Adrian Granados is one of those fighters in boxing who is a lot better than his record indicates. He's one of those fighters that, he's one of the rare fighters in boxing where you could say if he had a big promoter behind him and if he was looked after properly, he'd probably be an undefeated fighter. Straight up, he'd be close to an undefeated fighter. He's that talented. He's had to do a lot of learning. As far as American fighters go, he's had to do more learning on the job than probably any fringe top level American fighter has had to do, because he didn't have a big amateur career. He was fighting the likes of Kermit Cintron in his 13th, 14th fight. So this is a good fight for him. And I know him personally for years. I know that he's told me many times personally that he's wanted to fight with Danny Garcia. He's always thought he could beat him. So now he gets his chance. Hopefully on the night, he could be a under the lights fighter, because as they say, there's guys who are gym fighters or guys who are under the lights fighters, and he might look good in the gym, he might dog people out on sparring, but when those lights come on, you gotta be ready to perform. So we'll see what happens, man. But it's an interesting match because a loss for Garcia really derails his career and the perception of where he stands in the division. A win for Granados takes him to a whole other level. It gives people a much greater respect for him. It gives people a chance to really see what he can do on the big stage. It gives him more credibility in his career. He's already a credible fighter. He's been there with some of the best and beaten a good fighter in Amir Imam. I thought he'd beat Broner as well. And it will open up the floodgates for him as a fighter, and the opportunities will be limitless beating Danny Garcia. He'll be a celebrity overnight. I know that's one of his favorite songs by Twista, but yeah, those are my initial thoughts on this fight. The press conference recently, I saw it. It was very respectful. It was respectful for the most part. There was a lot of joking, but you could tell these guys really want to beat the hell out of each other. Danny Garcia said that your ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower, and then Adrian Granados came back and said, well, nobody's out cutting a Mexican and mowing the grass like a Mexican, which made most of the media room laugh. So it's a good style matchup. You got the counter punching of Danny Garcia, the patient, composed counter punching versus the aggressive, workman-like war of attrition style that Granados brings to the table. He brings it. So looking forward to it. April the 20th. You guys have my 1,000% guarantee that we will be live here on True School Sports for that one. As well as Terrence Carr versus Amir Khan that day. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Danny Garcia versus Adrian Granados. We're about just under a month out from the fight. Should be a good one when it happens. Leave your comments down below. Does Adrian Granados have any chance to win? And if so, how do you think he wins? And, comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, like I say in every single one of these videos. You can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.